Okay, are we back? I think our voice is working again. Okay, cool bean. Get our messages sent out because we'll do that because things were breaking. Always breaking. And I don't know why. Okay, that's our announcement sent out, and we can hopefully start getting into this. Oh, that's not supposed to be there anymore. Whoops. Okay. So here we have the last creature we made from Castlevania, the Discus Lord. As you might see here on the side, it's a duplicate. So we're just gonna click in here, clear it out. And we're going to be going with a guillotiner or guillotine demon is the enemy I'm going to be working on right now, and we'll see how long that takes. I'll probably only manage the one creature before I have to get ready for work, but we shall see. Why is it that the fandom website is just so intense on how much RAM it eats? Why are you like this, fandom? That's not what I was trying to do. Copy image. I see. 1 second. There we go. There's our guy. And there's specifically demons in Castlevania. But Castlevania doesn't have a distinction between demons, devils, and daemons. And I feel like these are more of a daemon. Come on. Play nice. Alright. It'll also help if I spell it right. Don't you think? I almost got it right. Surprised how not wrong that was. I didn't mean to delete the whole thing. Okay. Dark Reader? Are you making things harder on me, Dark Reader? No? Still seems to be kind of rough. Okay. We have large, definitely going to be unholy, not a zombie. Dude, Damon. Fiend. Okay, I'm gonna close my web browser and hope that that smooths this up at all, because freaking heck. Immediately more responsive. Okay. Yeah, I just basically can't have a web browser open. Right. So we're gonna make this a level 12 creature. I'm gonna bring up the building creature page on my phone so that it doesn't cause me. Hey, Killos, you made it to one. Yep. How's it going? I'm having technical difficulties. Oh, that's nice. My battery's low. Okay, so PF2e, building creatures. How you doing, Killos? Fine, just at work. Oh, part of the reason I do this is to help body double, but I guess you're looking more for a distraction from work. Right now we're making this boy from Castlevania Dawn of Sorrow, and I think he's an Aria of Sorrow as well, the guillotiner, into a creature. Ignore what's here right now. It's copy pasta from, just so I don't have to fix a bunch of formatting and stuff. So far, only this is done. Only this part. But we're working on fixing that. So we've gone up to level 12. We're gonna give it moderate. So 22, it's gonna have dark vision. Let's see. I really miss my good computer. Let's open a new tab. And let's go look at Damon, because I want to see if they have anything common that they share. So let's look at the Luca Damon. Let's see. Dark vision. Okay. My good computer is fried. It died. I tried to turn it on and it gets very hot very fast and doesn't boot. I am trying to get it sent off to get looked at and hopefully fixed, but life keeps getting in the way of that. But hopefully I'll get it sent off soon, and hopefully it can be fixed and it's not some catastrophic permanent, like, oh well, the computer's just dead for forever now situation. And if I can get that fixed, it will be a great improvement to my ability to do things, more than one thing at a time. All right, so they sometimes have special senses. We have dark vision, and we might take this away, but executioner sense. Precise 60 feet. Languages are demonic and has telepathy 100 feet. They spell it out there. Alright, we're definitely giving athletics and acrobatics and intimidation. It's not going to have warfare lore. It will have society. Religion. Religion. Stealth. Survival, because it needs to stalk people. To track them down. I don't think this one's too concerned with medicine. So it's gonna have a good athletic for its level, because it wants to get you in its grip. It's gonna have a sort of a guillotine. I've got you grabbed. Attack 25. 25. Moderate. 20, 22, 22. That's got a pretty even spread of 22s. Okay, 7, 5. 7. Intelligence is 3. Wisdom is 5. Charisma is 2. Alright. Gotta love ads. Hey, I gotta get that 4 cents a stream. I had block on Twitch. Yeah. I don't mind if anybody blocks the ads. But I put it up there so that there's something coming. It'll take forever, but you know, maybe I'll finally get that little $50 payout at some point. I did turn them down. I had them turned up to like where it was like hitting 3 times an hour, and that was a little much. Or where it was like, it was a lot, basically. It was doing a lot. All right, so we don't need any items for these guys. So, oops. There we go. No items. They are not the most reflexive, but their charisma and intelligence are the lowest. Let's see. We've done their skills. We don't given them items. AC 12, moderate's gonna be 32. We'll set it there for now. Because that is reflective of their dexterity. Fortitude will be pretty high. It's 33. Really? Oh, I'm looking at armor class, not 33. 25. For high, we got reflex. Like reflex should be medium. Its will should be low. Maybe. We're looking at 22 reflex and what's the difference? 20 will. No, low is 19, but I'm looking at the differences here, and they got the same score, so it would only be a matter of proficiency. 41 AC is good. 41 AC would be good. Let's see here. 5 levels later. There are hit points. We've got a high con. It's a flyer. It's melee focused. It's not gonna really have much in the way of spells. So we'll probably go between moderate and high. Time to crack out the thinking calculator. So we consider it to have a base 8. So we'll have 8 plus 7. It's 15 times 14. 210. Where's that land us? It's in moderate. Let's add another 14 in there. 224. Let's do it again. 238. So then it would be 10 base. plus 8, 246. So we're at 246 HP. We don't have negative healing. We could lower this and give it some resistances. We'll think about it. We'll come back to that. Catch with the blade here. Yeah. A creature critically misses. Critically kills a melee strike against the teener. Oops. I've moved my calculator in the way. There's static on the music. Some of it's lo-fi, but hold on. Let me refresh it just to be safe. Is that better? Now it's smooth. Okay. Yeah, I guess it was just a connection error of some kind. I was having issues earlier and I had to reboot a bunch of things, so it happens. Against the guillotiner. The guillotiner attempt to disarm the triggering creature. I'm the triggering creature. Yeah. It is using an unarmed attack or is adjacent to the guillotiner. It also deals 2d8 slashing damage the creature on a success. No. 3d8 slashing damage to the creature on a success. Or double on a critical success. Success. As well as making the creature clumsy 1. No. Enfeebled. I always forget about Enfeebled. It's so rare to come up. Making the creature enfeebled. 1 or 2 on a success. Until it recovers hit points. Recovers hit points. Or a success. Full first aid check. DC. Good DC for these guys. One table up. Level 12. My DC is 32. 32. I'm not that worried about it. This is mostly, I don't expect to honestly do extremely well as a streamer or a YouTuber. This is mostly to apply just enough pressure to keep me working. It works really well in that regard. Oh yeah, everybody comments on this song. It is very good. So emotionally invested. Recovers hit points or receives a successful first aid check. I think I really want to just open the browser on my computer, but I know it's going to cause problems. First aid, PF2e. Administer first aid. Okay, so it's administer. Successful. Administer first aid check. DC 32. Otherwise treated as stop bleeding. First aid check. Repair the damage. There we go. DC 32. Whichever comes first. Okay. Speed. We're only going to give it 10 feet on the ground. Actually, 5 feet. It can't crawl. But fly, we're going to give it 30 feet. I've been hearing about it in the periphery. And I'm part of Eldritch Osiris Games, so like as part of Infinite Masters, we had access to the book a little longer than some people. So I can't comment too much. But I mean, I haven't looked at it expressly, but I don't want to say the wrong thing because somebody in EOG mentioned something. But I think the generalities of it changing how it works, I think I'm more or less on board. I liked Oracle, like it's give and take, but it was admittedly kind of a, I wouldn't say a complicated class so much as a confounding class. It was just kind of weird that way. And so, like, I'll take a closer look at it at some point. I'm behind on catching up on my reading by, like, a lot. Let's see. Direct bonus. We're probably gonna go high. So 26. Magical, no reach. Oh, I forgot. The new norm is to always put the reach in, regardless of standardization. Is the whole book out? I thought it was just the early access YouTubers. And the because I think it's still under embargo. When does Player Core 2? You see how much attention I pay. Okay, yeah, it's still under embargo. So I don't want to say too much until August 1st. So basically, content creators that are recognized by Paizo, they've gotten the books early and they're able to make content about it, you know, to build hype and gauge reactions and all that. Some people who are part of, I think, the subscription program might have their PDFs already, and they kind of tell you, you know, be careful, like don't say too much situation. And then people who are Pathfinder Infinite Masters have it. But so yeah, it's still under embargo, so I have to be careful about what I say. There's some stuff that they have shown and have released, and some of those content creators have shown off, and I just haven't paid enough attention and don't trust my stupid brain to do that, to talk about it and not slip up and say something I shouldn't. But soon. Like, if you want to talk about any of the books that are out, though, sure, I got you. I really like the Sidactus in Monster Core, the replacement for Sea Devils / Sahagin, or Sea Hooligans, as it is. Little Barracuda boys. Yeah, like I'm under more restriction than your average person who like say somebody does get their PDF early or something. I'm under more restriction than that because I have an NDA. So I can only talk about things that are already publicly released, and like I said, my memory's shit. Not thrown. It is unholy. Let's see. What's the one that deals more damage, the more forceful? I have no idea what you're talking about. Okay, so there's 3 ways you get the PDFs early. 1, you're a content creator, like No Nat Ones or the Rules Lawyer or somebody like that who goes over this stuff. They'll send it to you. They give you like an allowance, like of how much you can say. Oh, Barracuda Boys. Oh, okay. Hold on. PDF. Or actually, Chrome didn't seem to hurt me too bad, so let me pull them up. This, I think. Sedacathy. Okay, so they apparently did already exist. But they've kind of fulfilled the new role of, oops, I closed it. Of Sea Devils / Sohagen. And where's the artwork? Oh, archives. Dang you. Okay, PDF. Wondershare PDF elements. Because I hate Adobe Acrobat. I will show you. They're fish people. Basically, to put it simply. Wow, this is taking a long time to boot up. Hopefully I'm not lagging a bunch. Come over here. Okay. Monsters S. Sedacthy. Okay. Yeah. So these guys. They're basically Sahuagin. But because Sahuagin / Sea Devils were a D&D thing, they got nixed in the OGL. So the Sedacthy split in. Brother, are you on a computer from 1999? No. This computer could be better than it is. It's just not. Probably for a variety of reasons. It is a little old, but also just all software and web browsers and crap eat more now because they can. The constant advancement of how the internet works and people's desire for high graphical leanings and such makes them pretty inefficient. Sometimes it works. Plus I'm streaming, which eats up a lot of power. That's also just a facet of it. Like I can usually do, if I'm not streaming, I can usually do this stuff just fine. But yeah, these guys. They're like barracudas, I think. I don't know if they're actually more like barracudas or just sort of, they remind me of that, but I like them. If you can't tell, I like monsters a lot. Yeah, the sea serpent art is so damn good. Giant scorpion just nomming on a tiger. But yeah. Oops. So like I like them. So we got forceful, which makes it do to the creature that we are making, because I only have so much time today. I've got work after stream. Forceful deals extra damage for subsequent attacks. Magical, reach 5 feet, unholy. It's a nice book. Oh yeah, it's Monster Core. The one we were just looking at. Actually, you know what? Chrome wasn't beating me in the face, so I can open up building creatures on there and I don't have to keep scrolling on my phone. Why Opera is just chewing the crap out of me, I don't know. But c'est la vie, you know. I guess it's just better optimized, which is fair. All right, let's take a look at damage. So standard for melee fighting is high attack, high damage. So looking at 3d10 plus 14. So let's go ahead and change this up here to 3d10 to be more thematic. Then 3d10 plus, what did I say, 13? 16. No, 14. Flashing plus grab. Grab. Thoughts on the OG Minecraft music? I like Minecraft music. I've got some of it in here, in this playlist. Although it's Game Chop's version. So I'm pretty fond of Minecraft music. It's nice and ambient. My favorite subject, damage. So we're adding grab plus grab. Because we want it to be able to latch on without multiple attack penalty. But we are going to lower the average damage by 2 to sort of make up for it. Anytime you put a rider on something that's got good odds or is going to vastly aid the creature, you usually want to tank your damage just a little bit. So we're gonna take that down 2 points, which still keeps it relatively high. Like, we're still 3 points above moderate's average. And you wing, maybe lowercase, plus, 24, do agile, finesse, reach 5 feet because they have little teeny tiny wings, and unholy. But we have gone down to moderate. They are agile, so what we're going to do is we're going to keep the damage relatively the same. 3d10 plus 12. Adds bludgeoning, Weaknesses, holy 10. Immune, I think we're back. Immune to death effect. They are immune to death effects as daemons, weak to holy as fiends. I decided to up their hit and lower their damage for the wings, so that, because their wings aren't that big, they don't necessarily have to hit very hard. It's not like they get reach. Their benefit is that they are agile. So we can go ahead and get rid of some of that. And we are going to do guillotine requirement. Put manipulate on it so that it provokes. Because this is manipulate and incapacitate. No, we're gonna give it. Twitch ads are too long, like 2 minutes and 30 seconds for ads. This should have only been 1 minute and 30 seconds. They lied to me. I'll see what I can do about making them shorter. There is some customization I can add. But it has to be, I don't guess it has to be off stream, but it's much easier to do off stream. What is it? Death. The death effect. No, that should be in the text because we're dealing damage. And undead would still take that damage, so we don't put it in the main effect requirement. The guillotiner has a creature restrained in its guillotine. Or hold on. Execution. Effect. The guillotiner drops its blade onto the neck of the restrained creature, attempting to behead it. The creature must attempt a DC 32 fortitude save, or behead it. And dealing, let's see, what's infrequent damage? Because basically we can use infrequent damage because it has to have them restrained. 13d6. We'll go down a little bit. We'll say 12d6 or do 60-12. No, that lowers the average actually. 7d12. Dealing dealing 8d10 slashing damage. Basic fortitude DC 32. DC on a creature that fails its save must attempt actually reflex. I'm gonna try to move their head out of the way. Creature that fails its save must attempt a DC 32, must succeed a DC 32. Nope. I'm capitalizing the wrong things. Fortitude save or lose its head. No, it will not drop the Warholder. I think it's a little underleveled for that. Fortitude save or lose its head. Lose its head. And be slain unless it has other heads. This is a death effect. There we go. Has a creature grabbed or restrained on the creature, attempting to behead it. Let's take a look at restrained right quick, because I can't remember if it imposes a penalty. Off guard and immobilized. DC 32. Restrained creatures suffer a -2 circumstance penalty to their save. All right. To specifically their reflex save. There we go. So they want to get you in there and get you chopped up. Which reminds me that they're supposed to have a special ability. Executioner's Sense. Divine. The Guillotiner. Oh, yeah, it makes sense. It's just Vorpal runes are like level 16 or 18, and this is a level 12 creature. Like, if you were using, say, Battle Zoo's monster part system, you could definitely use this as a method of helping to craft, like, its parts as part of crafting of Vorpal rune. The Guillotiner has a vague sense of any creature that has been sentenced to death, or vague sense of any creature that has been sentenced to death or marked for death, such as marked for death or marked for assassination, within 1 mile. Within 1 mile, and can attempt to track such creatures when closer proximity heightens this sense, allowing it to sense, making it imprecise within 60 feet. There we go. Is beheading, the beheading is a death effect? Wouldn't undead be immune? The undead would be immune to the dying part of it, yeah. So like you could chop a zombie's head off, it would still just get up. It is that sort of situation. So it's just this part though that's a death effect. The rest of it, all the damage is gonna go through, and it's a basic reflex. So if you critically fail, it's still just destroying you. And undead are destroyed at 0. So and oops, one of my externals just automatically connects and disconnects sometimes for no reason. So yeah, so this part's a death effect, much like Finger of Death or Phantasmal Killer. There's a damage component that's independent, and then there's a specific part that's a death effect. So like, yeah, and like within reason, there are some undead that, you know, would care about their head being taken off completely. Undead PCs can't die to this. They can't die to this. They can die to this. It's still a lot of damage. This is more of a niche, like, this is a ribbon on the ability, basically. And I still need to, like, do some research on the damage. Personally, I'm fond of the fact that, like, oh, the zombie got their head chopped off, they pick it up and put it back on. Same with the skeleton and the ghoul. Like there's a lot of, well, how do you handle undeath and stuff? Like freaking I think, what are they called? Duskwalkers could also be really resilient against this, because they get bonuses against death effects. But I mean, you just go, well, it just didn't cut your head off. If you're immune to it too. So there's that. It's either it didn't cut your head off at all, or cutting your head off doesn't matter. And whichever way makes most sense for the character. Assuming it didn't reduce you to 0. Fails its save, or is reduced to 0 HP by execution. Oh, wait. Hit points. System language. So for a -2 circumstance penalty. Yeah. Unless it has other heads. This is a death. Yeah. Makes sense. Oh, I hope so. I try to make as much sense as possible. Generally. I'm not always good at it, but I try. They're also immune to death effects. All daemons are. You can't behead a daemon outside of raw damage. I think one way to flavor immunity to death effects is just that death won't come for you as easily. Like daemon, you stick a daemon in a guillotine, and if it doesn't do enough damage to chop its head off, it's just like and it just didn't get completely beheaded, and its neck still stick together or something, you know? Of course, they're not like normal beings. I mean, even the more humanoid ones. So they don't have to follow the laws of biology and logic there. And for that matter, neither do undead. So that's the main thing I had in mind. Should probably be 2 actions. Oh yeah, being undead is pretty good. They're immune to several things. They're resistant to poison and disease, I think. One of the downsides is it's harder to heal them. Which, like, I understand, like, people don't like the feel of, like, needing to take a feat to use medicine to heal the undead, but that's exactly why. They're immune to death effects. They're immune to, most of them are immune to bleed. Or no, they're all immune to bleed damage. Like, it's just, they're very resilient. So making it a little harder to heal them isn't crazy, in my opinion. It feels bad. Like, it's definitely feels bad. And if you're in like an all undead campaign, I would hand out Stitch Flesh for free. But like, I wouldn't just hand it to the party healer if a party member became undead or was undead. If it's you know, a primarily living group. They can take the feat, or they can prepare harm, or have oils of unlife, or use soothe. I think they fixed soothe to where it works on undead now. I'm not 100% sure, but I think so. Either that, or I think they made it to where undead aren't innately immune to healing effects or something. But so far, this guy's a little on the simple side. He does one thing really well. But I want him to have more stuff. So let's see. Long knife. Do actions. The guillotiner top and bottom halves separate. Attempting to catch many creatures between them. Attempting to catch as many limbs and bodies as possible. Creatures in a 30-foot line. Elden bosses in Pathfinder. Oh, you could, yeah. I haven't played Elden Ring in a while. But yeah, there's definitely there's a fly. There's definitely I like making monsters. I also like Castlevania a lot, which is why I tend to default to them, but I can make them from whatever. The more familiar I am with a creature, the better. But I can also just do research, which is easy enough. Oop, I didn't even know I had that turned on. What is that? Double tap. Cool. I can use that at some point. So like, which one do you have in mind? Just attempt a DC 32 reflex save. Dealing 13d6 flashing. The reflex save. Oop. Critical success. Success. Failure. Critical failure. Creature is unaffected. The creature takes half damage. And is moved 5 feet toward the middle of the line. This is first movement. As a success, except the creature takes. Oh, I don't care about spoilers. Like 99.99% of things, I don't care about spoilers. You're good. Even if it's things that I want to watch or play and stuff, it doesn't bother me at all. Creature takes full damage and is moved 10 feet toward the center of the line. This forced movement. This forced movement that is pushing. I clarify this just because people so often misinterpret how forced movement works anyway, that I just clarify. Toward the center of the line as a failure, except the creature takes double damage, or takes double damage and is enfeebled. Wait, no, let's bring that back. Hold on. I want to put more enfeebled in here. Is enfeebled to creature. This failure, except the creature takes double damage. moves as close to the center of the line as possible, and is enfeebled too. For the center line, and is enfeebled 1 until it regains hit points or just copy paste that. Receives a successful administer first aid check to repair the damage, DC 32, whichever comes first. Also just fix this because I'm a dummy. There we go. All right, come here. Any dice? Any dice? Let's look at 8d10 versus 13d6. I think they should be close, but that's just my gut. 44 and 45.5. So they are close. I don't mind it being slightly on the low side. It can do execution anytime. Long knife. The guillotiner cannot use long knife again for 1d4 rounds. I should probably down-tune the damage slightly. With 6d10 because there are ancillary effects. I'll put 6d10. Much lower. 7d10. Or actually, let's do 70. Calculate. Okay. Oh, yeah, it helps if I type in the right thing, doesn't it? 88. Versus 8d10. D8. Dropping 4 damage. Okay. Dealing 9d8 slashing damage. Okay. I like that. When a boss has an ability to make heliographic projections that can attack and damage you before he actually does, and I wonder if there's a translation of that into 2e. If I'm interpreting what you're saying right, because I haven't watched enough Elden Beast fights, I assume that's who you're talking about. It could probably be done. It'd most likely be a hazard rather than actually part of the boss. Like, it would be part of the boss fight. But if it's something that like goes after you before the boss ever does, I'd say that's probably a hazard. Otherwise, like, it would probably just be something that the boss could also spam in the fight. And so, you know, you've got some, I mean, you have some different options there overall. But yeah, like, don't forget that hazards can be a part of a fight too. They can be quite useful. And you can make a hazard that's expressly tied to a singular creature. Like, you don't see that in a lot of books because books full of books full of hazards and monsters and stuff are usually there for you to throw those things almost anywhere. But adventures can have far more bespoke stuff. And you do see that in, like, APs and such, where there's things that don't make sense outside of the context of the adventure or even the encounter they appear in. We'll give this one move trait. These are really powerful abilities, but this one can be disrupted and attack of opportunity. This one can be attack of opportunity. Oh, you got hit with an ad. Shit, I didn't even see an ad pop up. Okay, so the main thing that I was getting at is that could probably be a hazard. Especially if it's something that only happens, like, on your way to the boss and the boss doesn't keep doing it during the fight, or it changes significantly during the fight. That can be a hazard that's just, it's tied to the boss. It's part of that boss's encounter. But a hazard would probably be a better way to handle it, just mechanically. Otherwise, you end up with a really fat stat block for a creature, and abilities it's not necessarily going to use half the time. Stuff like that, like where you get more bespoke things, are great for adventures. You don't see that a lot in most of the books because most of the books are trying to give you things that you can put anywhere. But if you need something that's really bespoke to a given campaign or a given creature, you can do that. And the adventure paths and such do similar things. So, like, I'm not entirely, like, I assume you're talking about Elden Beast, and I haven't really watched too much about Elden Beast, but that's probably how I would handle it. Is make it as a hazard, probably a complex hazard that goes along with the Elden Beast itself. So that they complement each other, and you're not packing too much into the Elden Beast's stat block, because I'm sure it's got a bunch of other stuff it can do. These D8s. We look at spell check and listen to it. So this is a really dangerous, like, it's got an AoE here, but it's really dangerous against single targets. It stalks people who've been sentenced to death or marked for assassination. You see. I mean, there's different ways to handle it overall. Like, if that's not your jam, like, if you don't want to run it as both, you know, a creature and a hazard, you don't have to. You can just design things the way you want them. I just encourage you to keep it balanced. You know, pick a level and try and stay within that level's confines. Excuse me. Drops its blades onto the neck of a creature attempting to behead it and dealing 8d10 slashing damage. Restrained creatures suffer a -2 circumstance penalty to the reflex save. Creature that fails its save or is reduced to 0 hit points by execution must exceed a DC 32 fortitude save. Should I make this incapacitation? I don't think so, because or maybe a creature that critically fails its save probably is the way to go. Critically fails its save. All right. I was glad to see you in here. Have fun. Hope work doesn't suck too bad. Glad to chat with you. We're about done here anyway. I gotta do some lore and a sidebar, but that's about it. I think the mechanics are about good. Thank you. I'll be also posting the VOD to YouTube, and I'm off from streaming the next 2 days, but I'll be back on Tuesday, which I'll probably actually be putting the Pit Fiend into Foundry on Tuesday. Creature's unaffected. The creature takes half damage, is moved 5 feet towards the middle of the line. This forced movement that is pushing. Alright, so Guillotiner. These executioner fiends seek out those marked for death and present death by execution. Death by mandated execution. GG. I'll see you later. Been good having you in chat. It's marked for death represent death by mandated execution. Their blade-like, their mouths, their bodies consist of 2 indent flying parts that hook and dismember their prey, though they can sense those deemed to the execution, they are far from stringent. They're far from stringent in their aggression of who should die. Taking sadistic pleasure in the struggle of those trying to flee its blade. This is a death fact. When a creature is killed or destroyed by execution, the guillotiner consumes its soul. Consumes its soul. I need to look at Kappa Demon. Consumes its soul, preventing magic that would consumes the creature's soul, preventing its resurrection. The caster attempts to return to life a creature whose soul is trapped. Whose soul was consumed. They fail unless they succeed a DC 37 religion check. Success causes the soul to escape. So the creatures return to life as normal after the spell. When a particularly dangerous person is sentenced to death, a guillotiner may be conjured to provide the execution hoping to prevent any turn of the condemned as undead or by their or by revival. a critical failure. The soul has already broken down and can never be resurrected and can never be released. Permanence of death. Permanence of death. Dead or revival. Guillotiners often guillotiners will offer their services indiscriminately, even to those who find their nature vile, in hopes that some threats will prove too great and a powerful soul can be consumed. In the screen. All right. So, go ahead and we'll export this one. Oops. Hold on. Site, largest side. Close. It's 1 o'clock. Alright, so now let's export. Ignore and continue. Current page. Export. Into the Patreon folder because it's gonna go up on Patreon. Okay. Then we can open Z. I forgot to change the name. Guillotiner. All right. So, up away. Let's get the post ready. Log in. Wrong. I have an old account. It's the wrong one. And that's also the wrong one. Okay. Okay, I'm opening the bad web browser. So there might be lag. Okay. Patreon. Check my account. See what email I used. Huh. It's all very nice, but I need the other stuff. There we go. Password manager. Oh, is it seriously just I fucking misspelled it? Is that what it is? Hold on. Oh, I swear. Log in. No, that's not it. What is it? I'm so upside down. I don't understand. Oh well. I guess I will figure this out later. And I will just make the post. We're making an image post. We're going to select the image. From the Patreon folder. We are going to select all as transcript. Yep. Tuner. Castlevania. Fan creature. Pathfinder 2e. Transcript. Made the guillotiner from Dawn of Sorrow on stream. Check out more live or VODs at Twitch and on my YouTube channel. Transcript. Copy. Paste. Body heading. Body heading. Sidebar. And sidebar. Public. Publish. All right. Now we go back to this and we make our little video. Maybe I should be on the other side. Okay. So. Filters, we can turn the filter off here. So, video time. All right. Bop, bop, bop. Today, we made another Castlevania creature from Dawn of Sorrow this time for Pathfinder 2nd Edition. We have the Guillotiner here, and we're going to take a look over it right quick. I'm going to go ahead and quickly switch sides so that the text is more easily readable. So let's go up to the top. Guillotiner. These executioner fiends seek out those marked for death and represent death by mandated execution. Their bodies consist of 2 independent flying parts that hook and dismember their prey. Though they can sense those deemed worthy of execution, they are far from stringent in their discretion of who should die. Oh, hello, Deathy. Thank you. I will fix my posture. I'm doing reading, so this bit's gonna I have some water by me. Have a drink. Probably good to have a drink before all this talking anyway. Alright. I'm also gonna start over. Because this part's gonna be a YouTube video. I'm gonna do something right quick anyway. Hide transition, fade. Show transition, fade. Same here. Alright, so swap out. Alright. So, today we're looking at another creature made from Castlevania, this time Dawn of Sorrow, into a Pathfinder 2e creature, the Guillotiner. I'm going to go ahead and switch sides so that the text is more readable. And let's get to reading. The Guillotiner. These executioner fiends seek out those marked for death and represent death by mandated execution. Their bodies consist of 2 independent flying parts that hook and dismember their prey. Though they can sense those deemed worthy of execution, they are far from stringent in their discretion of who should die, taking sadistic pleasure in the struggle of those trying to flee its blade. We'll do the sidebar, which is permanence of death. When a particularly dangerous person is sentenced to death, a guillotiner may be conjured to provide the executioner, hoping to prevent any return of the condemned as undead or by revival. Guillotiners will offer their service indiscriminately, even to those who find their nature vile, in hopes that some threat will prove too great and a powerful soul can be consumed. So, guillotiners are 12th level creatures. They are large daemons, fiends, unholy. They have a moderate perception, dark vision, and executioner's sense, which is an imprecise sense of 60 feet, but has a longer range, vague sense. They speak demonic and have telepathy out to 100 feet. They have athletics, acrobatics, intimidation, society, religion, stealth, and survival. And a pretty good physical spread, but they're a little lacking in some of the mental faculties. So they're not particularly charismatic or intelligent, but still more than your average person. Executioner's Sense, which should be above the line, but I messed up. Divine. The guillotiner has a vague sense of a creature that has been sentenced to death or marked for assassination within 1 mile, and it can attempt to track such creatures. Closer proximity heightens the sense, making it imprecise within 60 feet. Pretty straightforward. Thematic to them, not the most overpowered sense in the world. It's similar to blood scent from sharks. They have an AC of 32, fortitude of 25, reflex of 22, and will of 20. They're a little bit weaker in matters of will because of their single-minded nature. They have hit 246 hit points, as all daemons are, immune to death effects, and they have a weakness to Holy 10. They have a reaction, Catch with the Blade. The trigger is a creature critically fails a melee strike against the guillotiner. The effect is that the guillotiner attempts to disarm the triggering creature. If it is using an unarmed attack or is adjacent to the guillotiner, it also deals 3d8 slashing damage to the creature on a success, or double on a critical success, as well as making that creature enfeebled 1 or enfeebled 2 on a critical success. Until it recovers hit points or receives a successful administer first aid check to repair the damage, DC 32, whichever comes first. They only have a speed of 5, but a fly speed of 30 feet, so they are primarily an airborne creature. They have 2 melee attacks. They have their Guillotine, which is forceful, magical, has a reach of 5 feet, and unholy, and deals 3d10 plus 12 slashing damage, and has Grab. So they can spend an extra action after hitting to attempt a grapple check without multiple attack penalty. Or rather, with the same multiple attack penalty as the strike. For their secondary attack, they have Wings, which are agile, have a reach of 5 feet, and are unholy, and deal 3d8 plus 12 bludgeoning damage, and don't have anything else special about them. Their primary ability is Execution, a 2-action activity with the Manipulate trait that requires them to have a creature grabbed or restrained by the guillotine. Oh no, this part is messed up. I'll fix it. The guillotiner drops its blade onto the neck of a creature attempting to behead it, and dealing 8d10 slashing damage, basic reflex DC 32. Restrained creatures suffer a -2 circumstance penalty to their reflex save, and a creature that critically fails its save or is reduced to 0 hit points by execution must succeed a DC 32 fortitude save or lose its head and be instantly slain unless it has other heads. This is a death effect. When a creature is killed or destroyed by execution, the guillotiner consumes its soul, preventing its resurrection. If a caster attempts to return to life a creature whose soul was consumed, they fail unless they succeed a DC 37 religion check. A success causes a soul to escape and the creature is returned to life as normal for the spell. On a critical failure, the soul has already broken down and can never be released. Long Knife. This one has the move trait, and the guillotiner's top and bottom halves separate, attempting to catch as many limbs and bodies as possible, dealing 9d8 slashing damage. Creatures in a 30-foot line must attempt a DC 32 reflex save. The guillotiner cannot use Long Knife again for 1d4 rounds. On a critical success, the creatures are unaffected. On a success, the creature takes half damage and is moved 5 feet towards the middle of the line. This is forced movement and is considered pushing. While that should be inherent and make sense, I like to clarify because forced movement is a very often misinterpreted rule, so I just clarify. On a failure, they take damage and are moved, except the damage is full. They're moved 10 feet instead of 5, and they're enfeebled 1 until they regain hit points or receive a successful administer first aid check to repair the damage, whichever comes first, just like with Blade Cap. And on a critical failure, they take double damage, and they move as close to the center of the line as possible and are enfeebled 2. So, pretty straightforward, not too many bells and whistles, but a powerful enemy. And one that may pop up not because daemons are prevalent in the campaign, but perhaps one of your characters, or player characters, or even an NPC has been sentenced to death. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and what you might like to see next. You can find this along with several other free creatures from Castlevania, Pokemon, and more, as well as a few other things I've worked on, all completely free on my Patreon. Check for the link below. And thanks for watching. Okay, and I will be right back. Okay, we're gonna go ahead and try and raid. Thanks everybody for tuning in, and we'll see y'all next time. My external keeps connecting and disconnecting on its own, or maybe it's a little kitty sleeping on top of it. That might be what's doing it. Okay, somebody's playing Curse of the Crimson Throne, so we'll go ahead and raid that. Yukina Tsukino. Have a good time, everybody. I'll see y'all later.